All right, g'day everyone. How's it going? Another week, another dollar, I guess. Um, this week we're going to do something a little bit different. We are going to start with Spook Week. So Spook Week is for Halloween, and we are going to create a 3D version of this sketch. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, um, and I might try and, if we have time, do different styles of rendering for this as well. So maybe a sort of toon shadery one, and then also maybe a more traditional sort of 3D sort of shading. But yeah, I thought it'd be really fun to do a put Black Curtain on the side for a week, and then focus on just this character. It's gonna be a lot of fun, I think. Um, but yeah, thank you for those who are watching today. Those who are joining in today, appreciate it. The other cool thing about this is, by the way, is if you are signed up to Patreon, you will get the actual final 3D model for this in as part of that subscription. So you'll get the model, and it will be rigged, and you'll also get the full shebang. So textures, the model, the rig, the animation. If I do any animation, I don't think I'll have time for animation, but at least the entire character will be up and running and available for you guys to check it out on that. So if you want to join up, feel free. Otherwise, sit back and enjoy the process of creating this character. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. All right, so we have the character. I sketched it up in Procreate on the iPad. Sketching is really fun on the iPad. I can't be fucked doing anything more than that. I can't be bothered like doing. Do I have a Discord? No, I do not have a Discord. Not yet, at least. I don't know if I will. Yeah, not yet, at least. I don't know if I have the time to manage one. I'm pretty much like my hours are completely full. Like I spend almost every single hour of the day on different things. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. So yeah, let's get started with the 3D model. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Got a fresh new Blender file. Let's actually keep everything as is. Don't need to delete the cube. We're going to use that cube. I'm going to just go ahead and save this file here. Let's call it Pumpkin Surfer. I think that's a cool name. All right. Next thing I'm going to do is basically just drag in the reference. iPad Pro, not last year's model, the model before. So iPad Pro, not the large, the medium-sized one. But yeah, iPad Pro with Apple Pencil, yes. So before they went to M1, the last model before they went to M1 chips, that's the one that we have. Yeah. I barely use it myself, honestly. I don't use it that much. I use it more for just casual sketching. It's almost like, yeah, like a casual thing. So yeah, just dragging this in as a null. I'm going to rotate that into place. And when I made the drawing, this is the nice thing. This is the one thing I do like about Procreate. This is the thing that makes me like to use it for sketching, is that the mirroring tools are really good. And you can get like an easy breezy, for fuck's sake, easy breezy mirrored sketch, and I love it. I love it for that because makes it so much easier. Anyway, select the empty. I'm going to go to the empty and change the opacity to around something pretty low, just enough that I can see it. And I'm not going to sculpt this one. I'm going to do a basic straight up modeling, box modeling. I think that would be fine. I haven't done a side view. I'm just going to guess the side view for this one. Also, yeah, this will probably end up being the, I reckon, oh no, that will be for the Daenerys. So yeah, this is just going to be a preview, I guess, of what that, a preview of what box modeling is like in Blender, or at least traditional modeling is like in Blender. So with that in mind, I can now go ahead and make sure I can't touch this thing. So I'm just going to turn off the editability there. And I'm going to bring back the cube. Oh, wait, one last thing I need to do with that empty is make sure I can see it in front. So on the front, set it to front there. That way I can, like, it will still be like visible as an overlay on top. So yeah, with this cube, I'm just going to split. I'm going to add a split down the side, and now I'm going to go ahead and scale this down using the mirror modifier. So add a mirror modifier, turn on clipping, and we're just going to go right into it. I'm going to select everything, scale this down, and we're just going to start with the upper body. So I'm going to start pretty simple, and then I'm going to just start to shape out the body. I'll worry about the arms and legs later. But if we're lucky, if we time this out properly, I think we may be able to get pretty damn good body done in about an hour. Let's see what we can do. Oops. So I'm just going to use the move tool to do this. I'm sorry, for some reason the screencast keys for me don't work. Let's see if it works today. Yeah. I don't know why. Like, it doesn't work. So yeah. You can ask me what the question is today. What's the issue with the ambient occlusion node? Mind you, it's a bit tricky. It does work inside of Eevee, so we shouldn't be too many issues. But yeah, feel free to ask the questions today, and I'll be happy to answer them. Thank you for the follow, Acolyte. So yeah, going through here, I'm just going to block out that there. So there's my first steps in the body. I'm going to create that first midsection line for the crotch around here. And I'm going to create a extrusion down there, like so. So there's my first setup there. Now for the body here, we're going to create a loop first. So let's create a loop around here. I'll clean up that one there as well. Going to create a loop. Actually, I'm just going to create an extrusion first, and then I'll create that loop after the fact. Yeah, well, it's a fun character. I think it's tongue-in-cheek, not meant to be too spooky, but pinup. Pinup is the best way of putting this one. I really enjoy pinup, doing pinup sort of style models and stuff as well. Seems to be creating shadows where the edge flows are. So brown in some areas, dark in others. Okay. Yeah. It might be down to. Let me think. Yeah, creating shadows where edge flows are. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. I know that could be happening from rather than from the. Is it from the it could be from the subsurface scattering if you have that turned on as well. I know that with random walk, it does cause that little issue with lower resolution models. So as you can see here, I made a little loop around the body there. So I think this will work out all right in the end. Oops. Ah, fuck, I already screwed it up. Shit. All right. What did I do? I always forget how to do the butt. Oh, I'll come back to that. Fuck it. Yeah, if you want to send the picture, feel free. I would say if you know my email, just email me that, and I'll help you out there. But what do you guys think? If I set up a Discord, do you think even if I can't like message immediately, do you think it's worthwhile? I think it might be. Hey, how you doing? Thank you for joining. So what I'm doing here, I'm just like, I'm not worrying about the side. I'm worried at the front at first, and then I'll worry about the side later. That will do for now. And I always forget about how to do my. I always forget how to follow my own instructions when it comes to this thing. So with the butt, how did I do this? It was. I'm pretty sure it is what it was before, what I just did before. So it's just it's just straight up like a loop like that. Let's just do that again. Let's just go ahead and loop that with a bevel, a little bit like that. And then what I usually do is I hook it up. I usually hook it up to, now I know what I do. Now I know what I do. Up here, I do a manual loop. I manually click the loop. Yep. There we go. Up, like so. That's what I usually do. Exactly that. Let's go ahead and do that. There we go. That looks better. That looks much better. So yeah. Yeah, having front and side view would definitely be a lot easier, and yeah, definitely recommend you have side and front view. For if you have never done modeling before, it will definitely help. You'll probably find that even I, like today, will probably have to do some tweaking with the side views to get that looking right. There we go. I'm pushing 9 on the keyboard to get that working, by the way. And because their bum is going to be pretty bubbly, I'm probably going to keep that shape going on as well. So that would be good too. Get that up there. Definitely, yeah. So yeah, I'll consider making a Discord. How's that sound? I'll try and allow you guys to send pictures and show. Actually, now that I think about it, it might actually be good. It actually might be good to do it. I have some plans in mind that could benefit with a Discord. I'm going to add a loop here to fill out that those hips. So keeping that nice and shaped. I haven't. My website has it. If you see my website link, you can send it a message through my website. There we go. I think that'll do actually for the bum, at least for now. We can shape that later. But yeah, keeping that nice and simple for now. Cool. All right. So our overall shape for the body is, like the front view is done. Let's go ahead and add some more loops down the body a little bit. Let's see, where will this end up going? I'm just trying to think about where those loops will end up. Yeah, one down the leg will be fine. And I think that's going to travel up the back. That's fine too. And then maybe one more in the middle. And I think that will be fine and dandy. What else we got? We need to have some down the middle, but we'll worry about that in a second as I do the arms. Let's shape out that neck. So I want to have her neck. I'm not going to model the head today, I don't think. I have an idea for the head because I've been doing that still life image video. So I'm probably going to use the pumpkin from that, actually. Holding down B to create that little loop here. I'm going to delete that now. And we have our neck. There we go, that'll do. For the arms, I'm going to go ahead and then create a small extrusion. Right, like that. Then I'm going to delete that face. Then I'm going to add a loop here, return a face here, add a loop here. Oh, I'll worry about that loop. Actually, I'll need that loop soon. How long did it take me to draw this? I don't know, 15 minutes? Not long to draw that one. Yeah, when you're using the mirror tool inside of Procreate, it definitely makes it light work on a task like this. All right, cool. So that shoulder is up and running. What we need to do is add a loop here, add a loop here, and then we are going to add a loop here, add a loop here. So now we have that loop of, oh, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. I have a loop of 8, which is pretty much what I want for now. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Gilgamesh. But we're going to go ahead and use the loop tool now to create a circle out of that arm. Boom. And now we can just shape those arms out. One. Like so. I'm going to add a loop there. Let's crush that down a little bit. There we go. Another loop here, like so. Another loop here, like so. And worry about the hands in a moment. But yeah, there's our body at the moment. If we were to create a second screen, and just see how this is looking on its own. Pretty basic right now. There's no volume in this thing. So my easy peasy volume method is, at least for the legs and the arms, is basically to select the loops, push circle, Shift R, Shift R, Shift R, oops. Circle that, circle this, and circle this. Boom. We got ourselves some volume. Then for the front, we need to move those legs a bit forward. So I'm going to actually probably move these ones back a little bit. Let's go ahead and do that for the body. There we go. So we got our knees there. In terms of proportion, I'm not too fussed. I'm trying to keep it fairly cartoony, so that should be nice. So I can keep it nice and fun, lighthearted. And now let's just have a look at the loops and see how we're going here. That loop's looking good. We've got some nice loops here for the butt. And yeah, now it's just really about sculpting what we have here before we move on to adding any more volume. Hello all. So let's go ahead and sculpt out this volume a little bit. So I'm going to be fairly straightforward here at the moment. Well, I'm putting that volume in now, so what's the fucking difference? So let's see, let's try and pull that body forward a little bit. This is what I love Blender, like just being able to jump between two completely different aspects of modeling. This makes it so much easier. Like there's just less stress, you know what I mean? Less stress. Do I watch anime? The answer is emphatically no. I do not watch anime. Yeah, at all. I tried, can't do it. I've tried several times. If you can recommend me something that isn't so cringe, in my opinion. I would love to know. Not to say that everything's cringe, but I have a hard time connecting with the characters, basically. Right now, I'm using I'm just using my mouse at the moment, but if I was to be working on more detail with this, I would definitely be using a tablet. So I find that when I'm doing box modeling, I tend to just stick with my mouse. Sometimes I forget that I have a tablet and I just start modeling away. Other times I almost exclusively use the tablet pen. So depends on my mood, I guess you can say. Sometimes it's actually a good idea. I might actually go ahead and do this today. Is I'm going to apply that mirror modifier and then just work on sculpting this as is, just so I can get rid of that bump in the middle because I don't like it. It will help smooth that out. That's the only problem with the mirror modifier is that it doesn't quite like the center line that much. So let's go ahead and smooth out that neck as well. Yeah, um, exactly right. It's good for that. Just for that, it's good for a jack of all trades artist. That's for sure. And that's what I am. That's definitely what I am. Uh, I don't even know what they're called at this point. The only one I remember a lot from last time, and it would be sacrilege for me to say it, is that I just couldn't get into JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It's just so over the top and like melodramatic, and it's just so intense, like for such simple things. I can give it a go. I can try, but yeah, I'm not a massive anime fan. All right, let's get the back. So you can see here, I'm starting to build in that volume now. Yeah, I know about DBZ. I don't know if I have the time to even watch the. I know that there's like a abridged version of that Dragon Ball, but I don't even know if I'd have the time to watch it. Uh, is there a lot of difference between Cinema 4D and Blender? If you don't know, uh, chat help me. Yeah, Cinema 4D is an interesting software in that it's not exactly. It's simpler to use in some ways. It's definitely a good software for specific tasks. So if you really like doing motion graphics, for instance, then her front looks really weird. Then it's great. But there are tools in that software that are just plain like there are like basic things that it should know how to do that it just isn't good at doing. Stuff like UV unwrapping is absolutely atrocious. Their rigging tool set is atrocious. The those sort of things are really bad, but other than that, it's actually pretty cool. Yeah, it's an interesting software, to say the least. It's for those with fine taste and muscle men. Yeah, they are pretty beautiful people. Yeah, that's definitely the case. All right, I'm gonna add a few loops down the legs now. That should be fine. That's cool. Um, Not liking her front, but we can deal. Again, I'm not going for ultimate edge flow here. I'm going for speed. And this could still be animated pretty nicely anyway, so I think we can deal. Stop caving in on herself, man. I hate when depending on the edge flow, it just doesn't like. You have to just really force it to like maintain the volume you want. All right, cool. And yes, women do have a bit of a crotch area as well. Not like a giant bulge, but they definitely need to have some sort of volume there. Pelvic bone is the way to put it. So regarding your rigging characters, are you rigging by yourself or using some tools? It depends on. Thank you for the host. I am Night Fury. Thank you very much. So. Oh yeah, abnormal is mad. It's so good, Cody. Thank you very much. And I've been using your I'm going to be using the animated on twos plugin from your Spider-Verse videos as well. They're absolutely brilliant. So I'll be using that in Black Curtain as well. It's just awesome. So yeah, appreciate your contribution every single time I use it, man. They're great. As for Yas BM, regarding my rigging characters, am I rigging by myself or am I using SAM tools like Auto Rig Pro? Entirely dependent on the situation. That's what I'll say there. So for my personal characters, so lead characters such as Evie and Sophie and eventually the other characters that I make, they will be done with a custom rig. And then for side characters or characters that I do for commission work, they will be done through they'll be done using plugins usually just to save time. So I've been using a lot of the oh, my pleasure, man. I've been using a lot of Adobe's latest plugin for mixer mode. Absolute lifesaver for professional work. Absolute lifesaver. And I will say it is good enough for professional work depending on what you're using it for. All right. So I've been doing a lot of work with augmented reality characters, and they have very specific limitations with what you can do with web AR, and it's brilliant when you have a rig that's simple but robust. So yeah, really good for that. I'm gonna leave the button out. I'm gonna leave that as is for now, because what I want to do is add a few more loops down here. And I think we're doing pretty good. Half an hour in and we've got ourselves a decent body. I'm going to delete that other half for now and go back to being in Mirrorland. Yeah, pubis is the technical term. That's right. The pelvic bone, pubic bone as well. That's another way of putting it. But yeah, you need to have that in your body. Otherwise, it just feels weird. Clip that again. And what I'm going to do here is just redistribute those circles along the leg. So circle, circle. Just repeat those tasks. Just going through, clean those up. And we've got ourselves some decent legs. I got to make sure that I'm keeping it on model as well. So when the time comes, I will go through and clean that up as well. But yeah, I appreciate those who are. Also, thank you for those who are watching. I didn't say that. I said it earlier, but the viewers are a bit higher now. So thank you for joining in. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Yeah, just going through, smoothing that out a little bit. So for the, you can see the butt's not looking great there. So again, kind of pull that up a little bit. Make sure that volume's in there a little bit more. Squeezing those thighs a little bit. You also got to remember that limbs aren't circular. They are almost oval shaped. When did you meet with Blender? I guess if you want to say, as in when did I start using Blender? I don't know, about 5 years ago, 6 years ago. Which streaming service do I use to multicast across Twitch and YouTube? I use Streamlabs. It's easy. That's it. That's the only reason why. That's the only reason why I use it. It is easy. Definitely makes life short work out of a tough job. Where is my? Oh yeah. Where is my empty? Where is it? I'm gonna save that. Did I miss something? Where? Oh right, I'm in isolation mode. Such an idiot. So yeah, I want to make sure that those hips stay put. Oh, we'll fix that up. Don't you worry. I'm very particular about the rear when it comes to my cartoon characters, especially these ones, pin-ups as well. So yeah, making sure that I keep the shape in line with what I like. So try to keep it fairly like really cartoony, like sharp and sharp edges and stuff like that. So and she's meant to be a zombie-ish, so getting those hips winched in. Slobs, Streamlabs, yeah, yeah. It's pretty good. The only thing I would say is that I've had issues. Oh no, I'm thinking of Discord. Discord has issues with my sound card for some reason. Not sound card, my interface for my sound design, my sound device. Let's sculpt that out a little bit. Making sure that the distribution is pretty clean around the body. It's probably a good idea to turn on wireframe as well. Let's see. Now for the thighs, I'm going to try and increase. Yeah, it looks better already. Get some volume in those thighs. Then winch it back. Exaggerate, then refine. Exaggerate, then refine. Oh, making sure those hips stay nice and clean. Could probably add a few more loops down the middle here. Yeah. We'll be all right. Yeah, it's automatically going to be uploaded on YouTube. This is a live stream on both YouTube and Twitch, so anything that I stream will be uploaded automatically. So yeah, keeping that nice. There we go. Get the butt up in order. Again, making sure that I smooth out. Fucking hell. Sometimes it's good to just go through into edit mode and just clean things up manually. Because she's going to be wearing a bikini after all. So it shouldn't be too much of an issue if I don't get it perfect here, but it just makes it easier. Floaters. What do you mean by floaters? I've never heard of that term before. How do I feel about using floaters on models for like bites and stuff? I don't know what you mean. All right, cool. Let's get that rib cage in there. So now I'm going to add some depth in the rib cage. Before I add the breasts. So you need to have depth. You need to have some structure in that rib cage before you add the breasts. Yeah, I'm assuming it's floating geometry. Like if you're gonna have like I'm gonna assume you mean like the teeth and the tongue and stuff. I don't know what you mean, honestly. So yeah, here we go. I think that's looking pretty sick. No, it's pin-up, dude. Pin-up. Yeah. Modeling characters, you gotta You got to, take into account the. Here's the thing about this sort of stuff, especially with modeling 3D characters, is that you can't shy away from the physical reality of people. Yeah, you gotta really accept the fact that you are creating, even if it's a cartoon character, you are building stuff based off human anatomy. Ah, jeez. Have I ever tried making music? No, I have zero rhythm. I'm going to be hiring, or at least looking for someone to do the sound design for Black Curtain. That's for sure. All right, cool. Now I'm actually wondering how to go about making the breasts in this case. I could just do a straight up extrusion, but I might keep that for the next video. I might focus on the hands for the next 20 minutes instead. I think that would be more useful. But we're getting there. I think the results coming out pretty good so far. Faking hard surface. Oh, yeah. If you're doing, it depends on the circumstances. So if you're just using it in Blender and you want to have like floating decals and stuff, yeah, not a problem. Just go for it. Cheat your way through the model. But if you're gonna have to export it out to like a 3D software, another 3D software like a game engine, then you may have to go through and model it in or create some retopo. Episodes. It will be episodes to answer your question about Black Curtain. So yeah, definitely episodes because I just don't have the time to make it all in one hit. Let's go through and clean that up a little bit. There we go. Can you save the streams on a playlist on my channel? Yeah, they're already on there. All the streams are going automatically go up on YouTube. So this will be available on this will be available literally the minute it gets uploaded. The minute I finish this stream, this will be uploaded up online. So don't you worry about that. All right, cool. That's looking pretty sick, I reckon. I kind of like the way her legs are there, like her hips are there, but I still want to get that cartooniness into her hips, so I'm going to pull them back out again. There we go. I like that. That looks pretty cool. I will probably refine the butt a little bit further, but that's looking pretty sweet. Let's do the hand. Let's get the hands up and running. Ah, cheers, no worries. A lot of it's about my film. This is a special week for those who are wondering. Special Halloween week. So we have 15 minutes to do the hands. Let's see what we can do. Now I have I might, before I do the hands, I might actually add some more loops down the arms just to make sure that I have enough geometry. One there, one there, one there, one there. How many is that? 12? Yeah. Yeah, we can go with that method. I was thinking about going up and down the legs, but I think this will do okay. Did you refer a lot about anatomy of the character when you start creating one? Depending on the character. So if the fundamentals are all there, yes. If I'm doing more realistic characters, then I will go ahead and... I'm not sure which way to go about this, but oh, fuck it. Let's just go down the body. Yeah, I think that'll do. Depends on the character. So if it needs it, then I'll do it. I'll do the research and make sure that the anatomy is correct. I'm trying to decide which way to do the loops. I will, oh, fuck it. I'm just going to go with this way. If I have to add more loops down our hand, I will. Scottish rain. What's the Scottish rain for? Just relaxation? All right, let's go ahead and redistribute those a little bit further just to keep those nice and clean. Cool. So with the hands, I haven't been very specific about the design of the hands, but what I will do is what I always do is that I always tend to rip off part of the hand like so, just duplicate it. Then I straighten out the hand a little bit like so. And then I work in orthographic mode for the hand, and then I'll reposition that hand accordingly. So out. Let's go sideways. Hands are still a pretty tricky thing to do for the most part. So let's see, we have. All our loops should be there. Let's try and let's just circle that out again. Make sure it's nice and fuck it. Should be fine. 1, 2, fill that in. 2, 3, 4. That means we have our 1, 2, 3, 4 fingers. If someone would finish his work, can they mention your name? Like help you a lot? Yeah, you can give me credit if you want, for sure. If you want to add me as a like a thank you note, yeah, I'm not going to say no to that. Thank you for the subscription on YouTube, Diego. Black Curtain FFS phone. How did you learn Blender? By YouTube or in a university? I learnt 3D using Maya at university, and then I taught myself Blender after I graduated because I wanted to try and make another film, but I didn't have Maya on hand. So that's basically how I learnt the software. Let's go ahead and straighten up this a little bit. Straighten up this a little bit. Straighten up this one a little bit. If you're wondering what I'm doing here, I'm basically just trying to, work in very simple terms for the hand. Basically turning it back into a box for this loop. And we'll turn it back into a circle later. And we'll add more detail as we get to it. Oh yeah, go for it. Feel free. Oops, wrong one. There we go. Sweet. I think that should be enough for our starting of our hands. So let's add a loop here for the webbing. Again, this is one of those things that, depending on what kind of artist you are, some people don't do this, but I do it. I do the webbing of the fingers. So let's bring this in a bit further. So there we go. Let's bring this one in a little bit as well. So yeah, starting with this, for those who haven't seen my hand tutorial, this one is my go-to method. So we have a loop there. I'm going to add another loop here. All right. Grab these two parts here, or three lines here. Bevel that. Now temporarily turn on the auto merge. So turn that on temporarily. Double click on that vert and merge those verts together. As you slide them down, turn that off again because we don't need that anymore. Add the loop here, here, and here, and you got yourself a nice quadded up loop for the fingers. And yeah, we will add, definitely going to add some loops for the fingers up the arm. So that's good to know. So with that in mind, we're going to add a loop here, loop here, loop here, loop here. That will be enough for the fingers. I might just squish those down with soft select for now. Yeah, I think I answered your question about if you want me to clarify anything else. But yeah, that's basically it when it comes to Blender, self-taught for the most part. CG Cookie was a lifesaver, I will say that. So I'll give credit where credit's due. I started out learning by using CG Cookie, and it was a fucking lifesaver. Absolutely brilliant website. So for the fingers, extrude out. There's our fingers for now, keeping it simple. Ish, there we go. Now for the thumb, this is my go-to method for the thumb. All right, so I try to select some loops that will work. So in this case, I might bring this one forward a little bit. Actually, I might just delete this one here. Don't need that for now. From the center line of the finger, select these faces. So these ones here, up until the end, like so. And then I extrude out. That's the pad for the finger. And then what I do here, I add a loop here, and then another loop there. And then this set of quads becomes the thumb. Done. And that's the overall geometry for the hand complete. And then the rest is just adding detail and adding refinements to that setup. So now I just add some loops. I'll worry about those fingers later, but those ones here is basically it when it comes to the hand loops. Is there a bake that makes hair texturing easier? Not really. There is a plugin called the Hair Tool that you can buy that makes making hair much easier, and I'll recommend that wholeheartedly as well. There's our face sets. Let's just turn that off, and then here's our hand. See how we get that nice natural padding on the thumb area. All right, cool. And then I'll use the inflate tool for that thumb. Let's just go ahead and inflate that up a little bit. I don't want to overdo it here because she's meant to be undead. So yeah. I learned from Maya originally as well. Like stuff like I remember the first time I was using Blender, I was trying to figure out how to freeze transforms, and that's a very Maya term, and I couldn't figure out what the hell it was called in Blender, and that was just apply transforms, you know. Or the fact that smooth shading in Maya is basically subdivision. And I was like, why isn't my mesh being smooth? And it's like, oh, because it's called subdivision in Blender. Little things like that, like, yeah, definitely are a bit frustrating to learn at first. Oops, don't want to bridge, I want to circularize. There we go. Here we go, one last circle. That doesn't look great. Let's try and do a manual selection there. Like so. I think that's good. Is there a shader on Blender for swap for a fast fix for hair textures? Not really. You'd have to use the node editor for that. So if you want to learn how to do, like, what I would say is that if you want to like emulate hair with the node editor, with texture cards, you would have to use probably some sort of combination of noise and scale inside the texture settings of that particular setup. Again, check out the hair tool for Blender. All right, cool. straighten out those fingers or shorten them a little bit. Okay, fair enough. You should be able to find one for cycles, no question. Let's see, circularize those. And I'm going to scale those flat a little bit. I'm starting to run out of time. I've got 5 minutes to go. I'm glad you speak high as fuck text. I'm not sure what you mean by that. All right, cool. So there we go. Just going to bring that up a little bit. Scale those in a little bit. Again, I'm not going for ultra realism here. I'm going for cartooniness a little bit. But in terms of the hand, we're getting there. How was it learning 3D in university? It had its ups and downs. Back when I was at uni, 3D, like the 3D component of the course wasn't as well developed as it ought to have been. But since then, that's definitely improved. So yeah, I still recommend university myself. I know a lot of channels don't recommend university, but there's so much more you gain than just learning how to do shit in university. As long as you put the effort in, it's definitely worth it, in my opinion, depending on where you are in the world. Still in high school. Right. Yeah. Oh, you are high. Okay, I get that now. I see. Oh, cheers. Um, yeah, it's repetition basically. I could have just used a template for this, but I like a pre-made mesh from the last set of videos I made. I was tempted to do that, but I thought, given that it's Spook Week and we have a whole week to do this character, then it should be fine. Now we have the body up and running for the most part. I will end it with a very simple solution for the head of the pumpkin. We're going to open up the my asset library from the fruit tutorial series. And I'm going to grab the pumpkin from this one. And I'm going to grab these two pumpkins, copy these objects, and I'm just going to paste the pumpkins in here. And for her head, boop, we got ourselves pumpkin. Boom. As for the color, I will probably go with, let's see. We're in Eevee at the moment, so make sure it's saved. Let's turn off the wireframe. And turn off that. There, cool. So what I want to do here is I'm going to swap out the material. So I have a material for this already, pumpkin orange. That will do, except for the top of the head. And I'm probably going to be using cycles to render this out. So which one was it? Pumpkin 01. There we go. Sign. There we go. That'll do. Are you going to decimate the orange topology? Probably not, especially because it's going to be a fairly still image. I'm going to boolean in the eyes and stuff like that in the next video most likely, or the video after that. And then let's see if we have a camera. Do we have a camera? Yeah. And then I'm going to retopo it using a plugin. So let's see what we got here. So for this, let's add another light. Actually, let's just add a HDRI. Let's go into my fruit textures. Still life. I think I have texture. Oh shit! I gotta wrap it up. Do I have one? No, I don't. It doesn't matter. I'll worry about the lighting later. For now, let's just go with a black background and see how this looks. So we're getting there. So we are on our way to getting this girl up and running. So tomorrow we'll continue with the hands and the feet and the legs, and then we'll try and get this body up and done, like basically done and dusted within the next hour. So until then, I'm going to say thank you for watching. It's been super fun doing this character. We've got plenty more to go with. So yeah, I'll say see you later, and I'll catch you tomorrow. I'm going to do one every day this week. I'm going to do one every fucking day to get this one done. So yeah, cheers. Have a good one.